Don't you wish you had a Denko battery? So what I want to do is take this thing apart, because if I touch it, you can see. Now I'm holding it in. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. So there's a loose connection right here. You can see that wiggling. I'll take this out here. You can see this moves in and out here. I've been using this for probably about a year, maybe 8 or 10 months. I don't remember exactly when I bought it. I got it off of Amazon. It does 20 amp charging for LiFePO4 and other batteries, and it gives you a really nice display here. This is the one that I used at the hunting lease one time, and I found out it was really, really producing a lot of RFI when it was on. So you don't want to use this to charge your battery while you're operating. However, while you're sleeping at night, it works great. So I'm going to take this thing apart. I'm not going to leave it plugged in, and we're going to see what makes it tick and see if I can resolder something in it. This is a smart charger. Product model says 20A, 20 amp, I guess. It'll charge lithium, LiFePO4, lead acid, AGM, gel, SLA, flooded, wet, and EFB, etc. The input voltage is, of course, 100 to 240 volts, 50 to 60 hertz. Output is 12 to 24, so it'll charge a 24-volt battery. Nice. Output current is 12 volts at 20 amps, 24 volts at 10 amps. Output volt under no load is 27.6 volts. Okay. So it'll charge, so if you have a 24 amp, or I'm sorry, a 24 volt battery, this will charge that. But like I said, it's, I guess I've just used it too often, and it has developed some sort of short in the power cable over here. You can kind of wiggle it around and see that it's moving. So I'm going to try to fix, so being a ham radio operator, I should be able to fix a piece of electronic equipment. It comes apart by taking these feet off. Set those aside so I can re-stick them on there. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay then. That is what makes it come apart. All right. All right, there's a ribbon cable there. That's easy enough. If I bork this whole thing, then I'll just buy another one on Amazon. But I thought it might be kind of fun to try to rebuild it. Or try to repair it anyway. I don't know about rebuilding it. That's probably not right. But at least trying to repair it. Because why not? I can't... It's already got a short in it. What am I going to do? Short it more? Won't break it that badly. Okay. Oh, well that... Yep, there we go. Cold solder joints right there. Right there. Okay, so hopefully... I was going to take that ribbon off. See if I can get this off without breaking something. No, well, that doesn't want to come off there. I don't want to force it. Okay, this guy right here, there you go, is the plug for this this power cable, which I have plugged in right now, and I probably shouldn't. Gosh, it's a long cable. Okay, this guy goes into here, and that's what plugs it in. I'm going to unplug it from AC because it's not useful right now. And this goes right there. It sits right here. And it's got 2 cold solder joints right there. Because it should not come out like that. It's got these 2 pins on it that go into those 2 ports, and you can just tell the solder's broken. So guess what? We're going to turn on... I didn't turn on my soldering iron yet. This is how much of a noob I am. Okay, we're going to turn on the soldering iron, and I'm going to resolder this guy right here. Soldering iron's warming up. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. Okay, get my tip maintenance done real quick. That back on there. All right, so we are going to solder this port here and this port here, because those, as far as I can tell, I mean, there's obviously solder around the port there, as far as and it just fell out when I opened the case. So that's where the short is coming from. It's shorted out right there because of some cold or poorly soldered solder joints. I don't know if you'd consider that cold or not. I guess it's broken, so I guess it's cold. How the flip do I know? But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I will put a link to this device in the description below, and if you guys are interested in it. I don't want to touch it to these other 2 ports because it could short something out, and I don't want to do that. Just want to make sure I get that nice and covered. Does not need to be pretty, and if it's me doing it, you can almost guarantee it's not going to be pretty. retouch my tip here. Right there. All right, so let's look and see what that does. I don't want to... Okay, that's nice and solid in there right now. If I jerked on it really hard, if I grabbed it and just pulled really hard, it would probably come out of there. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to have to be careful with it in the future. But at least this was an easy... This wasn't surface mount. It went straight through the board. Now, before I put it back together, I'm going to plug it back in. See if we let the magic smoke out. This video is sponsored by PCBWay.com. PCBWay.com produces full-featured printed circuit boards, including flexible circuit boards with tons of different materials and options. Now they offer basically everything you need to turn your ideas into reality, which includes 3D printing, injection molding, CNC manufacturing, or just plain old PCB board manufacturing. They do it all for competitive prices, so check out the link in the description below. And thank you, PCBWay, for supporting this channel. There it is. There goes it. Now it's lined up. Okay. All right, so we're going to leave it just like that. It's nice and flush right here. It doesn't move anymore. I'm going to plug this in here. And if this explodes when I plug it in, it's been nice knowing y'all. Boom. And there you go. Okay, so you can see this lit up right here in the camera. This says LiFePO4, and it says mode, choose the right battery. You can go to repair. You want to repair batteries. Lithium, AGM lead, LiFePO4. And when you plug it in, it'll say 12 to 24 volts. So I'm going to take this. Now, one cool thing about it is that this part, I think that I built this part. This is a regular XT60 connector. Came with this part right here. So it came with it, and this goes in the side, and this, of course, goes on the top of a battery terminal for whatever chemistry battery you've got. And then I added this to it myself. I believe I got this with bare wire. I bought this on Amazon. This was just an XT60 connector with bare wires on the end that I put power poles on. So now I can charge any battery I've got with power poles on it, which, like this Denko, comes with power poles right there. I haven't plugged it back up yet, or I haven't screwed it back down yet, but... We're going to go ahead and plug that in like that. And we've got LiFePO4 chosen, so that's good. So here's how the device works. It'll do kind of a test, and it'll start at 20%, and then it'll jump up to 40, jump up to 60, jump up to 80. Like that, just right there, because this battery is almost fully charged. I know it is, because I charged it a week or so ago, and I've only used it for like 10 minutes since then. So it'll charge right here. So it's pumping 10.9 amps. That's the battery temperature, 31 degrees. 10.6 amps, 0 amp hours. That's how long it's been running. It'll clock that. 14.7 volts. And it's charging the battery right now. So it wouldn't even set there because if I had to hold the port in before. So that's fixed. That's pretty good right there. All right, so I'm going to take it all apart, put it back together. Okay, so I've got the screws put back in all 4 feet right there, and then these feet just stick right back on. Now time will tell if these feet with the sticky on the back of them is gonna last. I mean, that's not really obviously doesn't affect the operation of the unit itself, but if it's sitting on a desk, it's nice to have like a stable platform to put it on. I don't know where that last one went. Oh, there it is right there, sticking to the side of it. All right, now once again, it's all back together. This is not loose. Cool. So I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to plug this back in. Just like that. And it should come right back. There it goes. And now I can charge up my battery. I could turn it down to, this is a 3 to 5 amp setting and a 5 to 10 amp setting. I just leave it on this 10 to 20 amp setting. It's 5 amp, for 12 volts, it's 5 amps, 10 amps, and 20 amps. And for 24 volts, it's 3 amps, 5 amps, and 10 amps. And the unit will determine, because it says 12 volts. You might not be able to see that. It's really small in the camera right there. It says 12 volts right there right now. So the unit will determine what the voltage is of your battery. It auto senses all that. You have to set the chemistry yourself. You have to set the chemistry manually, but it determines the voltage of the battery by itself. So there you go. There's a smart charger from Amazon. I will put this in. Put a link in the description below for this this LiFePO4 charging unit. At the time of this recording, it's about $62. You can certainly find lesser expensive chargers. You can certainly find quiet chargers because this one has a fan in it right there. that's blowing. In fact, if you saw the fan came out of it a minute ago. Got that all put back together. But I wanted something that was a fast charger. This is a 20 amp charger, and I really, 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 really like the display. It's telling me what's going on. When it gets to full, it'll have a message on the screen here that says full, and you'll hear it shut off. The fan will shut off. The unit itself doesn't shut off as long as it's plugged in. It doesn't have an off-on switch. Once it's plugged in, it's always powered on. It's a maintainer. It's not just a charger, it's a maintainer. So it will shut itself off. It'll have a message that says full across the screen here, and you can hear the fan and everything power down. So it's a charger / maintainer, and I really like I like to see what's going on with the charger. I got a couple of Bioenno chargers that work really well, but they just have a red-green light, and that's it. So I like to see how fast this is charging, how much juice it's putting into it, and where it's going from there. So, again, I'll link this in the description below. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any suggestions.